On this program, you know, what happened to this guy that he feeling? And I joke them thing there. The reason why we can't feel certain things when they pull out that chicken coop, we think they're a free range. But we don't listen, we Africa. Listen man, here's my brother, here's my brother, here brother, our family, oh brother, Leo Mohammed, we say welcome to them, we say salam alaikum, we say in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is but one God, whether we say God, whether we say Allah, Jah, Jehovah, Yahweh, there are many, many beautiful and powerful names that we use to describe the Creator of the heavens and the earth. I bear witness that there is but one, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I greet you, my beloved brothers and sisters, in the greeting words of peace. We say it in the ancient tongue of Arabic, Assalamu alaikum. For those brothers and sisters who may not know what those words mean, they simply mean, when translated from the Arabic to the English, peace be unto you. And that is the spirit in which I come and stand before you today. Brothers and sisters, I am greatly honored, and I feel very, very privileged to have this opportunity to stand before you. And I really want to thank our Sister Shanice, and African, and also Galaxy Radio for making this day possible. And I really want to thank all of you for taking the time out of whatever else you would have been doing to be here today to honor our ancestors and our parents. This is not an idle thing. It's really a very serious thing. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says, honor your mothers and fathers so that your days may be long. And believe it or not, brothers and sisters, one of the problems that we have today on planet Earth among the people is because we have no respect and honor for those who went before us. That's why we're in the kind of condition and trouble that we're in today. Because there is no linkage between yesterday, today, and a projection into tomorrow. That's one of the reasons why we're in the condition we're in today. Now, I was asked to speak specifically on a particular subject, and so I'm going to get into that. I don't think I have a lot of time, and so I'm going to get right to it. My subject today is Brother Malcolm X, who is one of our greats. I'm not necessarily going to come at this from maybe the way in which some people may expect, because I suspect that most of us in the room have some knowledge or know something about Brother Malcolm. But what I wanted to propose to us, like with all of the ancestors, whether it's Malcolm, the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, and all of those who went before, it's one thing for us to use their names in 2015. But how many of us can put our hand on our heart and say sincerely that we are following those people that we're talking about? Because that's how we really honor and respect the legacy of those individuals who went before, who sacrificed their lives in order that you and I could be here today. We all know that Malcolm's life was cut short. But when a man's life is cut short, that means that his work was not done. There are many of us who believe that, Bob Marley just dropped dead one day from cancer. But how many of us know of the CIA's involvement in that demise of our brother Malcolm, of our brother Bob? We have to understand, brothers and sisters, that when our people are cut down short in that manner, that it puts a responsibility on us who remain to continue and carry on Because there are many of us here, we say, if Malcolm was here today, I would live with Malcolm. That's what we say. I'm challenging you. See, because there is a man just like Malcolm on the scene today. His name is Louis Farrakhan. That's my leader, teacher, and guide. Now I know some of you have been listening to the media, and the media has told you some diabolical lies that Louis Farrakhan or the Nation of Islam had something to do with the death of Malcolm. And you know, brothers and sisters, it really saddens me when I see how gullible and how vulnerable you and I are to this wicked, lying demon of a media. Because these people, brothers and sisters, they never loved Malcolm when he lived. They didn't love Martin Luther King when he lived. They called Martin Luther King a rabble-rouser, a troublemaker, and they called him all kind of ugly names. And all he wanted to do was to hold hands with them and unite with them. Much less Malcolm, who said the white man is the devil. That's what Malcolm taught for 12 years. But the Malcolm that most people want to talk about is the Malcolm who was out of the nation for 1 year. But for 12 years, Malcolm stood on a platform that said that this man is the demon of your scriptures. That's when Malcolm handcuffed all of the historians, all of the anthropologists, all of the scientists of his day. Nobody could defeat Malcolm in an argument when he stood on a platform and defended the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's what made Brother Malcolm such a powerful man. The movie came out, and we went out and we got an X t-shirt. We got an X hat. But how many of us know where that X comes from? What is that X? Malcolm didn't give himself an X. There's a scripture that says that when the man of God comes, when the Son of Man comes, he's taking names. The Nation of Islam is not some group that just popped up one night with some crazy idea and we're just thinking that we're going to call white people names and somehow that's going to liberate black people. Everything we do, brothers and sisters, is couched in the scriptures. Did you know that black people, we in this room, we're the ones that the scripture is talking about from Revelation, from Genesis to Revelation? Do you know who you are? That you are the people of God? That every black man, woman, and child is directly related to God? And that we have an enemy who knows this? And he works 24 hours, 7 days a week to keep you and I in the dark about who we are and our true identity, who the black woman is. Do you know who she is? She is the mother of civilization. From the black woman comes every life in this universe. The black woman. But today they've got the black woman running up and down the street with just a string in her backside. Today they've got the black woman half naked all over the television and it's mockery. Because Malcolm said, when you educate a man, you educate an individual. When you educate a woman, you educate an entire nation. Because it's from her that the generations come. We talk all day long about this great man and that great man. But where did all the great men come from? From the womb of a woman. The woman is downtrodden in the black community. I want you to hear me well. I'm not going to talk about what white people are doing to us. I'm going to talk about what we're doing to ourselves. Black men, we are the worst treater or ill-treater of the black woman. Can I get a witness? And then what we do is we criticize the black woman because you see the enemy is very smart. The enemy is very smart. If you look at our women, many of our women are in institutions of higher education. They're working in corporate Britain. They have qualifications. while the black man that she meets, when she first sees us, we look good because we got the form. But then we want more and say something stupid. This is real. She's working, she meets us, she gives us her car keys. It's her door keys to her flat we've got. She's working, we're down the road in the bookie shop or somewhere else, loitering with bad intentions. And then we ill-treat that woman, brothers. I want to be straight with you because I'm telling you, we're not going to get out of the problems that we're in today unless we as black people fix up. And I'm sorry to say that with all the consciousness in this room today, we are still in deep doo-doo. I want you to hear me, because I know some of you, you get resentful and crazy over silly things. This microphone is going in and out. But you get resentful. Some people say to us, yeah, but why, me like the nation, me like going to do it, but why this water thing put me off? You think that this bow tie was made by a white man? Brothers and sisters, 4,000 years ago, when the white man was on his own fours in the caves and hillsides of Europe, grunting, didn't know how to cook his food or bury his dead. Black people had on the floor heating in Egypt, Kemet, wearing silk robes. We're the ones who taught that man how to dress. This isn't his dress code. You see, this is how a suit is supposed to be worn. You see, everything match. Color match. Not like Jon Snow on Channel 4, man, I wear blue suit and green socks. Young fool. They copied it from us. When I came before you, I gave you the greetings. I salam alaikum. Someone will get vexed straight away. When I talk about Islamabeka. No. Some of you got angry and some of you said, well, I went up on with a little Pakistani Arab business. No. We taught the Arabs Arabic. We are the original man on planet Earth everywhere you go. We are the originators of all the religions. Them just teeth it. And now they claim it like it's their own. Because you and I have been destroyed as a human reality. Lost the knowledge of ourselves, our God, our foreways and our folk ways. We've lost it all, brothers and sisters. That's why many of us today, we give ourselves a beautiful African name. But it's the truth. On our passport, it's a John Smith, which is ridiculous for a person with this complexion to be called John Smith, Tony Brown, Mr. Green, Stephen Hogg, Timothy Braithwaite, Carol, don't touch me. It's not our name. And when a woman, in the tradition of marriage, when a woman gets married to a man, she normally negates her maiden name and she takes the man's surname. That's a very important institution. What that means is that that woman now belongs to that man and that man belongs to that woman. That's the purpose for exchanging names. It denotes possession. When the white man enslaved us and destroyed us in human reality over 400 years, he forced us out of our African names, our ancestral names, and he forced us into his name because what it means is that we now belong to him. Anytime you sign in as Susan Smith, you are saying, I belong to the white man. It means that he still owns you. And today, many of us have his mind. We've got black skin, but the way we think, the way we behave, the way we act, we might as well be a Caucasian person. And I'm saying, brothers and sisters, Malcolm X, this is what he taught. what galvanized our people all over the earth in the 1960s. And believe it or not, because I know we think, oh, that all died in the 60s. That's finished now. We've moved into a post-racial period now. Because we've got a white man, a black man in the White House. Because we've got Barack Obama. But what did Barack Obama change for you? The other day, some of us got excited because Chuka Anuma decided that he wanted to be the head of the Labour Party. And when Chuka dropped out, some of us were very upset. I saw one black man on the television, he was almost in tears. Had Chuka become the head of the Labour Party, Chuka would not have been able to do anything for us. The only one we ever had in this parliament who made an attempt, you know who I'm talking about, our great ancestor, Bernie Grant, and you see where Bernie is today. Bernie gone, and again, many of us think, well, Bernie, he just died. No, nobody don't just die. But when you start to eat their food, when you start to go to lunch with them, hear me well, brothers and sisters, because some of you have been watching me on the TV for what, the last 20 odd years? You know, do you know I'm the good-looking one from the real boy, Mr. Fraser, right? So some of you have been seeing me for 20 odd years, and you should ask yourself the question, how I look so good? See, because we have a diet in the Nation of Islam, and Malcolm was on this diet. And when they performed the autopsy on Malcolm, the pathologist said that they have never seen the inside of any individual of his age so clean. Because brothers and sisters, you have to be very careful what you put into this vessel, man. Do you know that you have never seen a human being in truth? You see their body. You see the car case, the car, the vehicle. But you never see that person. That's why on the news you can hear that a man fell in the River Thames and drowned. And that his body was recovered later. His body was recovered, not the man. Because the man is an unseen reality. The woman is an unseen reality. We are more powerful, brothers and sisters, than we could ever begin to imagine. And what I'm suggesting to you is that when Malcolm left us, when Malcolm was murdered, it wasn't the end of the struggle. It wasn't about us getting an X hat or an X t-shirt. It was about us studying to understand where the X comes from, what it means, and then take up the mantle of the X. When you first met me back in the day, I was Leo X Chester. See, he used to be Gene Walcott or Gene X Walcott. That's Louis Farrakhan. He used to be Cassius X. Now he's Muhammad Ali. He used to be Malcolm X Little, then he became in death Malcolm Shabazz. There's a process that we have to go to in order to go back to our ancestors, not in word, but in deed. Do you know what happens when you change your name? I live on the planet on a Jamaican passport. I've lived in this country since 1967. I was born in Halfway Tree, Kingston, Jamaica. I've lived there since 1967, and the British government refuses to give me a British passport. You should ask the question, why? Why did MI6 have to come and sit down, a special branch have to come and sit down and ask me, what are my affiliations? What is it that they know about a black man who changes his name for real and puts it on his passport? What is it that they know about somebody who says, I reject you, Caucasian, in terms of your control over me? Did you know that as I'm standing here talking to you today, you see this little child here, see this little one, this baby in arms? Do you realize that this little young girl here, the oldest Caucasian out there, she is that Caucasian's parent? Did you hear what I said, brothers and sisters? We are the parents of the Caucasian. We gave birth to them. They could not be on this planet unless they came via the womb of the black woman and the sperm of the black man. We produced them. And guess what? They know this about us. And they are kicking their parents every day. They are pushing and putting down their parents. They kill us in police custody. They incarcerate us in mental institutions. They abuse us every single day on this planet. Look what's happening in North America. But in America, there are nearly 50 million blacks with a black man in the White House. And that's happening. Now, we got no political power here. Where's our political representation here? We got no social cohesion here. We got no economic power here. But yet we're so complacent because somehow we think we're just going to get you. Everything will be all right. No, brothers and sisters, I'm going to close on this. What Malcolm taught all of his life as a black activist was that black people had to come together, put aside labels, put down this thing about me a Rasta, me a Muslim, me a Christian, someone can't talk to you. Listen, this is a Rasta man. I'm assuming this is a Rasta man. When I see him, I see my brother. For me to disrespect him is to disrespect myself. We've got to come away from these labels, brothers and sisters, and we've got to be mature enough to understand that we have a mission today in 2015 that's not even started. Our young men today, this one here, he has to be taught to be a soldier on behalf of black people. You cannot be afraid of militancy. Even some black women now say a black man too strong, them get frightened. Black man say black man too strong, them frightened. Oh God. We've got to be strong. The enemy is terrified of us. Just 5 of us stand up on a corner. I don't mean doing something stupid. But 5 of us stand up on a corner sensible, them frightened. 10 of us, them terrified. 100 of us, it's all over. That's how easy it is. It's very simple. But what we do in the black community, we talk unity. We talk unity, but guess what? Do you realize that we've never tried it? Do you realize that we've never tried it, brothers? We have never tried unity. Me and this man have been walking for nearly 30 years, and many others. It's not that we never have a dispute or a disagreement, but hey man, we're brothers. And we have to get back to that language of brothers and sisters. That's the language that Brother Malcolm used. And I'm appealing to you, brothers and sisters, that 2015 is not the end period of anything. This is the new beginning. This is an opportunity for you and I to reconcile differences and to realize, see, as I'm talking to you right now, okay, some of you don't like garlic now. So that puts you off. Some of you don't like bow tie. Some of you don't like brown pinstripe suit. We don't know, but so there's a few of you that's gonna be, like when I did comedy, I do comedy, and black people, you get some black people, pay the money, pay the money, come into the comedy show, sit down in the front row, and cross them arms. Let me laugh then, like it's a challenge. No, relax, unwind. It's not like that. We are family. I'm your family. And I'm telling you straight up, Leo Muhammad is a tool created by God for your benefit. But if you don't use me and send me out there like a missile to work on your behalf, that's on you. stop being Rasta. You have to stop being Christian. You have to stop being Pan-Africanist or nationalist. No, you have to be a Muslim like me. No, we must come together across those differences. We've got to be like the drunk man. You know the drunk man? The drunk man is not interested in the label on the bottle. He just want to get drunk. Right? He will drink anything. And we got to seek out the least common denominator, and the least common denominator is this. That's us, brothers and sisters. And when the enemy, he doesn't care whether we're male, female, young, old, we die. And I'm saying, brothers and sisters, we've got to stop dying, we've got to start multiplying. We're multiplying anyway. I'm closing. We're multiplying anyway. We are the majority of the people on planet Earth. Brothers and sisters, be very careful of language. Be very careful of language. The enemy is the master of language. If he gets you to call yourself an ethnic minority, he is getting you to condemn yourself to death. You are not an ethnic minority. The root of ethnic is heathen. Heathen. That's not you. We are not a minority on the planet. On the planet, we outnumber everybody else on the planet. We are the majority. You must know who you are. Brothers and sisters, when you argue with anybody, you must develop your actual facts. You must know your history, your time, your language, your culture. When you as a black person stand up today, you must stand on a moral high ground or a moral platform. Brothers and sisters, we cannot be wicked people and claim God. We can't be thinking ugly, wicked thoughts about one another like many of us do. And we're going to be successful. We have to get rid of such thoughts. See, when you look at the black face in front of you, understand that you're looking at a reflection of God. When you hurt a black woman, when you hurt a black man, when you hurt a black child, you are hurting God. Let me give you an example of that God I'm talking about. How many of you in this room, because every black person has a well-developed conscience, how many of you have ever done anything wrong and then you feel really, really bad afterwards? Can I see a show of hands? Tell the truth, tell the truth. Even sometimes, you don't even get to do the thing. You just think about it. And you feel bad. How many times have you, brothers, you know when we got that sister who said that she loves us, and we told the sister that we loved her too, and then we left her, and then we were going over to the other sister, that the first sister don't know about, and then a voice inside of us, brothers, the voice said, "Shut man, don't do it. Don't do it." And then what we did was we grabbed the voice by the neck and crushed it. Shut him up, shut him up. Let me explain what you just did. Every time you crush that voice, you have just killed the messenger of God within yourself. Understand me well. And understand that when we do that over and over again, after a while, we lose our moral ability. We lose our moral correctness and we become dangerously corrupt to the point where it begins to injure us. Let me close on this. 50 years ago, we didn't die from cancer. Can I get a witness that somebody in the room knows somebody who recently died from cancer? Or somebody who's got cancer now? This is not by accident. This is by design. I close on this, brothers and sisters. Malcolm ate 1 meal a day. Malcolm only ate 1 meal every 24 hours. Malcolm was not a foolish man. He knew what he was doing. I only eat 1 meal a day. He only eats 1 meal a day. I don't want you to just jump into that now. You're going to do it now. Think about it. Do some studying. Study How to Eat to Live. You can buy it at Amazon. How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Those of you who are confused about what happened to Malcolm, what really happened, and you want the truth, go to YouTube and type in Malcolm and Elijah 28 years later, what really happened. and listen to the man who walked with Malcolm, who was a student of Malcolm, who loved Malcolm and knows Malcolm, not based on conjecture or media lies, but first hand. Malcolm and Elijah, 28 years later, what really happened? YouTube. Brothers and sisters, thank you for listening to me. I pray that the rest of the day goes well. I'm your servant. I'm on call, and I'm willing to come out and defend and protect the black community anytime you make that call. May Allah God bless you as I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.